Welcome back to our intuitive eating series. Today we're going to be talking about Principle 8, which is all about respecting your body. And why is this in intuitive eating? What does it mean to respect your body? What does it mean to disrespect your body? An enormous part of intuitive eating is accepting that body diversity and genetic predisposition for body size is as wide and as varied as different heights and different shoe sizes. Even the BMI indicator itself, when it was created, it was meant to be a descriptive statistic. It was just meant to say, okay, looking at a population, here's how many people are of this size, here's how many people are of this size. It was never meant to be an indicator of health outcome for one specific person, which is kind of how we use it today, right? We indicate that like, oh, if you're of this body size, you're probably going to deal with these types of health outcomes. In reality, that's not the case at all. Dieting mentality fuels the belief that if we just work hard enough, sacrifice enough, we can get to a smaller body size. And because to some extent we can manipulate our metabolic system in order to do this, it feels true. But the reality is that 98% of dieting efforts fail in the long term, and the reason is genetic predisposition for body size and body diversity. To achieve a smaller body size that is not written into your genetic code is to deny it its nutritional needs. And we see that all the time at Calm Clinic in our testing, this trade of reducing nutritional intake, resulting in malnutrition, and all in the pursuit of a smaller body size. So in this context, to disrespect your body means denying your body's needs for nutrition, rest, stress management, sleep, hydration, all in the pursuit of weight loss. And in weight loss efforts, oftentimes these are the things we pushed hardest on in order to achieve our goals. So today what we're going to do to get a little bit deeper into this idea of respecting your body size is examine some do's and don'ts for trying out this practice in your life and seeing if it resonates with you. So when it comes to respecting your body, the first thing we need to stop doing is body checking. And so body checking comes kind of in its traditional forms of getting on the scale to check your weight however many times a day or a week, or literally using a tape measure to measure specific parts of your body. But body checking also takes a lot of other forms, and it can be just like preoccupation with looking in the mirror. It can be trying on older, smaller clothing sizes and feeling badly that you don't fit into those anymore. It can be looking at old pictures of yourself and comparing how you look now to how you looked then. It can be taking selfies and really examining and looking at yourself through those photos, whether you share them with the world or don't. It can also be measuring your body with your hands. So that might look like putting hands around wrists or putting hands around your waist, or holding your body or grabbing your body in a way that doesn't feel self-caring or self-compassionate. It can be very overly critical of skin quality or skin marks or stretch marks or cellulite or veins, or any way that we examine our body with a critical lens. And really all that behavior is doing is fanning the flames of your critical inner voice that is saying your body is wrong, it's bad, it needs to be fixed, and these are the things that mean that you are not a good person, right? And how it relates to how you feel about how your body looks. So that's the first thing we want to stop doing, is fanning those flames of body checking. In order to stop that behavior, what we have to work on is changing our narrative in the moment. And the most of the time, what I recommend is introducing questions, right? So when you find yourself engaging in any of these body checking practices, I usually recommend asking yourself, why am I doing this? What am I looking for? Do I deserve this? Would somebody I love deserve me talking about their body like this? And if not, why do I feel like I'm the exception to that? Introducing a lot of questions into this behavior will start to raise your critical awareness of what's happening and what the inner thoughts and behaviors are, and then how you feel about them. And so there becomes a decision making where you notice you're doing this thing that makes you feel really badly about yourself, and increasing the questioning quality of going through that ideally over time is going to disrupt that behavior and reduce it over the long term. And if this feels like something you're really, really stuck in, working on this with a therapist or a nutritionist who specializes in eating disorders is a great person to help you work through this. The next thing we have to stop doing is pushing through. I meet so many people at the Calm Clinic who have a lot on their plate and a lot of balls in the air, and they know how much time it takes and how much care it takes to feed themselves well, get adequate rest, manage their stress levels, but for some reason they just keep not prioritizing that. And the reason has to do with feeling like the train can't stop, right? Having to keep all the balls in the air. And as a result, self-care just falls further and further down the priority list. To really effectively address this common pattern of disrespecting our body's needs in this way, we have to start tapping out. And nobody likes that answer, and I get it. Life is hard, it is demanding, there is always a lot on our plates, but disrespecting and denying the needs of your body is not benign. There are downstream compounding effects to consistently not taking care of yourself well. It also is something that, very much like sleep, we can't get back once we've missed it. Any day that you've gone without inadequate nutrition is a day that you've had to spend pushing through, feeling suboptimal, maybe low energy, low motivation, feeling distracted or not your optimal self, feeling like you just can't make it through the day in the way that you would like to, or you're not showing up to things in the way that you would like to present. It also has these very real effects of compromising the body's ability to make really important hormones and neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and the things that help us feel good and energized and wanting to connect and make the most of a moment. So once that opportunity for nutrition is gone, we can't get it back, which makes it all the more important that we really take a critical look at how much is on our plates and try to step back if we can, so that we offer space to take care of our body while we're doing all of that. Sometimes tapping out can look drastic. It can look like taking some leave from work. It can look like taking medical leave. It can look like having to recruit more support to help kind of take care of your family situation. It can look like putting off a semester of school or a year of school, or putting off a program that you really want to start. Sometimes tapping out for true rest and recovery looks and feels drastic. But I promise you, tapping out and allowing your body to regenerate and restore, feed it well, sleep well, rest when you need to rest, is gonna bring you a level of satisfaction and rejuvenation to make the next steps of your life feel all the more taken advantage of, right? Feeling empowered and showing up to things in the way that you want to. So that is where we want to start when it feels like we are disrespecting our body, when we're pushing way too hard and to push through things way too much. Last but not least, and this is a tough one, if we find that we are disrespecting our body for the pursuit of dieting and weight loss, we have to stop saying that this is about health. Body hatred and body bashing and really strict dieting principles have for a very long time been dragged deeper and deeper into this erroneous belief system that reducing your body size is going to mean that you're healthier. And there has been scientific literature literally since the 1800s to disprove this, and to say that weight is more related to genetic predisposition or possibly endocrine disorders. Being overweight does not make you unhealthy. It may be physically uncomfortable, or it may bring a certain level of stigma into your life, because as a society we don't treat people of larger bodies very nicely, but it is not about health, and we have to stop saying that it is. The Intuitive Eating book cites 3 different research studies showing that treating people based on BMI consistently classifies larger, healthy people as unhealthy, while it classifies smaller, unhealthy people as healthy. So we're losing on both sides of this argument. Another newer research study of 12,000 participants, again, related that health outcomes long-term are more related to health behaviors, and that weight is independent and has no effect on health outcomes over time. So if true health is about the healthy behaviors that we establish as opposed to the health outcome of weight loss, what we want to do to stop being so preoccupied that weight loss is about health is we want to start focusing on the behaviors and the process of your journey, right? We want to isolate out for you in particular, what are the things that you need to feel like you are functioning at your best and feeling your most empowered, and you really want to put all of your time and effort and arrange your life in such a way that you can focus on those healthy behaviors. So some of the places you can, well, as dietitians, of course, we're always going to recommend, please, 3 meals a day, 3 snacks, get some eating disorder treatment if you're feeling like you're struggling with disordered eating. But beyond that, I mean, looking at your relationships to smoking or to alcohol have a huge impact on long-term health. Stress management, sleep, hydration, some of the things we mentioned before, fulfilling social relationships and other ways that we feel connected to society, which again also help healthy neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin, all the things that keep us healthy over the long term. So you really, really want to isolate out what are the healthy behaviors that you feel like you need to start respecting your body and answering its needs more regularly. We only get one. We only get one body. And this is a pitch to, as you move through the intuitive eating principles, really focus in and pay attention to how you are treating that body. If you're treating it with respect, treating it with disrespect, and hopefully finding a couple ways to address that and feel better about your body moving forward. See you in the next one.